morning. Welcome to the 7 a.m. newscast on CRTV and CRTV News for this Thursday, August 13, 2020. Our top stories. The senior divisional officer of the MFOUNDI, Jean-Claude Tiller, dies after a brief illness, as he will be remembered as one of the longest-serving administrative authorities in the central region of Cameroon. And in sports and physical education minister, Professor Narcisse Mwele Kombi, calls on stakeholders involved in the organization of the 2021 African Nations Championship to redouble their efforts and make Cameroon's organization successful.
Each of us must comply with the measures that have been taken.
Let's begin our 7 a.m. newscast this Thursday morning with news of the day to say that the Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph John Gote, will this Thursday as from 10 a.m. preside over the interministerial meeting devoted to evaluating government's response strategy as far as the fight against COVID-19 in Cameroon is concerned. And on the agenda of today's interministerial meeting to be chaired by the Prime Minister, there is going to be a presentation by the Minister for Public Health, Dr. Malachi Manahuda, on the current situation as far as the spread for COVID-19 is concerned in Cameroon and the difficulties noticed so far as using hydroxychloroquine in the treatment protocol for COVID-19 in the country is concerned. There will equally be a presentation on the situation of the spread for the coronavirus in the central region of Cameroon by the governor of the central region, Nasiri Paul Beya, and there will be a clarification on the notion of what a public space is all about in view of the role to be played by municipal authorities in sensitizing the population to wear a face mask by the Minister of Decentralization and Local Development. And finally, there will be a presentation on the difficulties faced by the population to have access to a face mask by the Minister of Industries. That meeting, that interministerial meeting, will take place this Thursday morning and will be presided over by the Prime Minister, Head of Government, Joseph John Gote, and we shall be giving you updates in our subsequent editions of a newscast on CRTV and CRTV News. The first phase of a nationwide campaign to promote the culture of cybersecurity has been launched by the Ministry of Post and Telecommunications. It will run until December 31 under the theme, Let's All Mobilize for Cybersecurity in Cameroon. The Minister of Post and Telecommunications, Minette Libom Lilikeng, launched the campaign yesterday, saying securing Cameroon's cyberspace is of utmost importance to the government. Details with Yoti Kaleli Songe.
The cyberspace in Cameroon, an open sesame for users, now a threat to public security.
Cybercrime is a problem that spares no state, no institution or individual.
From less than 10% in 2007, the internet penetration rate in the country has reached 30%, thereby making cybersecurity imperative. Reason for this campaign to promote cybersecurity and raise awareness on the responsible use of social media.
This is part of a strategy to fight against cybercrime and all forms of crime in the cyberspace, with a view to achieving a genuine digital governance in Cameroon.
Their goal is to create a national coalition for cybersecurity in Cameroon before December 31 this year, when the campaign ends.
And in a related development, members of Sprint Pay Technology, a French enterprise based in Paris, working together with international business machines, yesterday took part in a conference aimed at working at the possibilities to eradicate cyber criminality, which is as far as a massive attack is concerned. Details with Alice Mbe.
ICT experts say about 400,000 savers in 174 countries in the world have been victims of cyber criminality. The Spring Pay enterprise, in collaboration with the International Business Machines, IBM, are working on security measuring savers and customers' informations.
We are developing applications. We are proposing also cloud solutions for our customers. We are also proposing consulting solutions. For example, we are assisting our customers to develop the IT solution, the IT technology, and we help them also for the execution of the IT strategy.
Examples of cyber criminality are PATYA and NotPATYA attacks.
Binaries, code, and then you have a message you have to pay. You have pet grab, it's the same, because all of these ransomware worms, it's specific attacks.
Its consequences are enormous.
You need to protect the people access, you need to protect servers access, you need to protect the networks, you need to protect the way the people are used to work, and you need to protect the data itself also.
Members of the Spring Pay Technology are out to seek solutions to fight against cyber frauds. Created in 2016, Spring Pay Technology is specialized in managing financial and developmental applications.
And on to this obituary, the death has been announced of the senior divisional officer. We should be talking about, we should be having the images on the screen. The death has been announced of the senior divisional officer for the MFOUNDI division, Jean-Claude Tila, who died yesterday here in Yaoundé. We should be having the images. The death has been announced of the senior divisional officer of the MFOUNDI, Jean-Claude Tila, who died yesterday, Wednesday, August 12, 2020. The late senior divisional officer served in several administrative units across the country, and he is one of the longest-serving senior divisional officers for the MFOUNDI. He last duty of post which he occupied before his death yesterday. The death of the senior civil administrator has brought consternation to family members and friends who have been trooping to his Yaoundé residence to pay their tributes to the former senior divisional officer, among them the governor of the Central Region, Nassere Paul Biya, accompanied by some other administrative authorities of the Central Region, who after the news, getting news of the death of the senior divisional officer of the Central Region, of MFOUNDI in the Central Region, went to his residence to pay their condolences. And we shall be giving you updates in our subsequent editions of a newscast on CRTV and CRTV News later this Thursday. On to education, where partnership agreement has been signed between the Ministry of Basic Education and the Association of Teachers for Modern Education. The aim of this partnership agreement happens to be to vulgarize and to promote modern education, especially in the basic education sector in the country. And that partnership agreement was signed in the presence of the Minister of Basic Education, Professor Laurent Serge Etundingwa, as Gerard Nanji tells us in this report.
The concept of modern schools is not a novelty in the education cycles, but it must evolve with the technology of pedagogical inputs. This partnership agreement provides the framework for such initiative to be realized.
Adaptation with the changes of infrastructure, pedagogic input. We engaged it already in the infrastructure domain by building these new schools in Douala, Bonaberi, in Yaoundé, in Soa, and in the northern part of the country, Tuboro. This year, new schools of that standard would come to vision.
The Cameroon Teachers Association for Modern Schools has as mission to improve the quality of education in Cameroon through the socio-constructive pedagogy.
Training of teachers with new vision of education. the new using of techniques, new techniques of friended pedagogy.
All this is to ensure access to quality education for all and promote lifelong learning opportunities.
Before we continue giving you an idea for today's news agenda, talking about the Minister of Employment and Vocational Training, Issa Chiroma Bakari, will embark on a working visit to the construction sites for the Professional Training Center in Nanga Eboko, here in the central region of Cameroon. We shall be giving you updates as concerns the Minister's visit to this construction site of the Professional Training Center in our subsequent editions of our newscast. Mount Mbapit project initiated by the Minister Delegate in charge of Agriculture, Clementine Nanga Messina, has been examined in the nation's capital city, Yaoundé. The agricultural-based project in the Noun Division, West Region of Cameroon, aims at improving upon the livelihood of the population with good agricultural training and transport infrastructure. Zach Bati Agbo completes the story.
The Mount Mbappe project aimed at promoting and improving agriculture in the Noun Division is financed by the Republic of Cameroon and the Islamic Development Bank.
The Noun Division is the only division in our country who is benefiting with a such project, because the Noun Division is one of the agri-basin in our country who is furnishing agri-goods for the country and also exporting agri-goods and contributing, and this project has been set up to contribute to the development of the living conditions of the people living there.
The project is at its second phase and will help tomato and rice producers improve on their production. Noun Division is one of the agricultural basins in the country.
And let's now talk about Form 4 students of Government Technical High School Nkwen in Bamenda, who is currently attracting national attention for his ingenuity in the domain of aeronautics and spacecrafts. Chage Vidéo is his name, and he has been stunning the nation with a prototype airplane he fabricated and which he set a flight using a remote control. The young technician's ambition is to further his education in engineering so that he can perfect his creation and one day put a real aircraft in space. Romeo Kenny profiles this young boy.
This plane, manufactured with cartons and powered by lithium batteries, is an invention of Chage Vidéo. For the last 8 years, the teenager has been working hard to realize this project.
I love airplanes and I would like to fabricate an airplane when I grow up. I will need a good school so that I can learn more about this my project.
The young aspiring engineer is being drilled in this dream by his parent. Today, thanks to some officials, his creativity is being exposed to the rest of the globe.
I would like to study more out there. I can come here and do more about it.
It was not too easy. He tried, just for the effort he tried to do. I sacrificed everything to see him growing up with the issue.
Chage Vidéo is a Form 4 student at Government Technical High School Nkwen Bamenda. He hails from Bangang, Bambuto's division of the West Region.
And over to Cameroon's lower house of parliament, where the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Emilia Monjowa Lifaka, is one of the 2020 Scaling Up Nutrition Ambassadors in Cameroon. She was designated by the Helen Keller International Organization. The chairperson of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association was given the award yesterday at the National Assembly and urged to push for policies that will reduce malnutrition in the country. Details with Esther Kima.
A lone female Deputy Speaker of Cameroon's National Assembly for the last 11 years, Honorable Emilia Monjowa Lifaka, is today amongst the 7 retained as Scaling Up Nutrition Ambassador for 2020, with about 30% of children currently suffering from chronic malnutrition in Cameroon, especially in the northern regions and in the east. She will add her voice to the Rollback Malnutrition campaign.
I really feel honored and humbled. I'm expected to make sure that together with my colleagues, we try to get legislation that will scale up nutrition in Cameroon.
Helen Keller International, which establishes programs that bridge barriers to nutrition, hope for change.
We have some laws that we're expecting Cameroon to pass. We are still looking forward for specific budget lines.
The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association chairperson now intends to take the principle that everyone has a right to food and good nutrition across the globe.
In the southwest region of the country, one of the region happens to be one with the highest number of tourist sites in this country, sites that range from parks, rivers, hotels, mountains and lakes. And in the following reports, Annabelle Nzike, Eno and Yang present some of the beautiful sites for the southwest region that attracts tourists to the country. Her report.
The beauty of nature is often said takes away stress. The Mount Cameroon National Park is a place embedded with touristic potential, among which is a conducive ecology structure and a construction road for tourists who may not be able to trek up to the mountain.
It is very important to us because it's very close to the mountain, which all of us know it's a national patrimony. And to be able to preserve the heritage of the mountain.
The park, according to some visitors, has amazing facilities that improves its ecotourism.
This is a really nice place, especially the climate is similar to Europe here, not too hot like down. So we really enjoy it.
From my point of view, it's very well done, like really like naturally from wood, natural materials and so on. So I really like the lodges.
The Mount Cameroon Park covers more than 58,000 square kilometers. It spans from Fako to Meme, and the lodge can be reached out on a day walk either from Boyo Town or Bokwango.
Let's end with sports to say that all the entities connected in one way or the other with the organization of the 2021 African Nations Championship and the 2022 Africa Cup of Nations have been invited to wake up from their sleep and reactivate their machinery to ensure smooth holding of the two events in Cameroon. Sports and Physical Education Minister Narcisse Mwele Kombi sounded the wake-up call in Yaoundé yesterday as he chaired a meeting on for the organizing committee of the two continental soccer events. Romeo Kenny reports on the meeting that was preceded by a video conference on Cameroon's readiness to host the two football competitions.
Wednesday's teleconference between CAF and COCAN officials centered on the evaluation of state of infrastructure, marketing, security and safety of upcoming CHAN and AFCON football competitions. During the exchange, Professor Narcisse Mwele Kombi told CAF Deputy Secretary General Anthony Bafoué that Cameroon is doing all she can to host both tournaments without any major hitches.
Only the period was given by CAF. Now we need to know the date, and Cameroon side asked this question to CAF.
After the exchange with CAF officials, the sport boss presided over the third session of the local organizing committee of both competitions. He exhorted members to redouble effort in the preparation process of different tournaments.
I urge all the operational and technical structures, the best organization competition, the participation with a good performance, why not with a victory of our national team.
In a meeting attended by different site presidents, there was equally the signing of host city agreement.
Before we end, let's continue giving you an idea of today's news agenda. The United Nations Development Programme. This Thursday, there is going to be a ceremony to hand over prizes to 5 laureates for the hackathon Cameroon versus COVID-19, and the Minister of Water and Energy, Gaston Elundu Esomba, will today preside over the installation ceremony of a network of the female organization of the Mefu and Akono division here in the central region of Cameroon. And there is going to be a press conference today to present a new website, the rogermillerforafrica.org website. All these stories and more will be developed for you in our subsequent editions of a newscast on CRTV and CRTV News. That's the package we had for you on this morning edition of the 7 a.m. newscast. Stay tuned to our programs as Cameroon Daylight continues with Regine Gladys Lebuda.
the wearing of face masks in public places will be mandatory until further notice.